It's the Marc Clarke Morning Show. Healthy, wealthy, and wise.
And welcome to the show. Bootsy Vegas, how are you, my friend?
I'm doing amazing. And as you notice, no background noise today.
That's right. No background noise today. You're right.
Noise.
Welcome to an exciting show. It's a celebration.
Yes,
Our
it is.
girl, Shannon Ramsey, is releasing her single today. You can buy it right now. We're going to bring her on in just a few seconds.
I'm so excited, and I just can't hide it. I'm sorry. I'm
That's
about
right.
to lose control, and I think I like it. I'm sorry. I was just having a moment, Mark. I'm so happy for
It's
Shannon.
okay. I'm glad. I know. We're going to bring her on with her lovely self. And
Oh,
again, today, you can buy it. You can buy what we've been talking about. We saw her do it live, you see. But thanks. Come on
Just a blind girl, I can see my eyes, just don't know. I don't know. I'm looking, yeah, looking when my heart is nowhere else to go but up. Lead me, guide me, it's all you. Wherever you go, I will follow. Life is pointless without you. So why would I ever move without you? Falling, just like quicksand, I'm covered in flaws, and he still loves me. A heart of gold that you will never find here. Trust me, I know. Lead me, guide me. Wherever you go, I will follow. I say no faith. Faith comes. So yeah, walk it out. Walk it out. Walk it out, yeah.
So Shannon, how does it feel? Is your mic on?
Yay!
Yay!
There's that smile. There's that smile.
Woo!
There's
So
that Baltimore
Shannon,
smile.
tell us, after all the hard work, after all the thoughts of quitting, after all the efforts, after getting that money together, after working with great producers, and in fact, working with the same producers Kanye West is working with, the engineers Kanye West work with, how does it feel? The moment has finally arrived, Shannon. Tell us what makes it feel different. You've done this before, but what feels different this time, and what are you excited about?
Oh my God. First, I just want to say thank you. Thank you, Mark. You have been, a huge support. It's like we met and we became family. So I just want to thank you so much.
Hey, that's the
Thank you,
same way I feel about.
Boosie.
That's the same way I feel about Mark as well. Like
Exactly.
literally,
Thank you,
it's the same way I
Boosie.
feel. Thank you.
This is such an amazing opportunity. This feels different for me because I'm the boss. I'm the boss. I'm the label. I'm the artist. I call the shots, and I'm really proud of myself. I've always, my cousins know this about me, my husband, my family. I Believe it or not, I was really laid back. I was really shy. I was really like just hiding with the team, always doing a good work, always doing a great work. But I was okay with being amongst the crowd. And so for this, God was like, no, it's time for you to step out. And so I'm stepping out on my own. I'm putting Shannon Ramsey out there. And so it feels different because I feel more vulnerable. And I feel more confident. I feel excited. I feel humbled that I made it through this process, which has not been easy. And I'm just honored to be here. So it feels different because it's all me. It's all me. It's all my hard work with the team that I have. I just want to briefly and quickly just say thank you to a couple of people like Ridley Chauvin, who's my vocal coach. He's been my vocal coach for over 12 years. My Incisive Entertainment team, my husband, first and foremost, God, obviously, because I wouldn't be here without him at all. My family for always supporting me. My producers, King Midas, Josh Lay, the Natives, my band, Them Be More Cats. I can't wait for you guys to see the live show. So it just feels different because it's just me, you know what I mean? And for anybody I forgot, I'll be thanking people throughout the whole interview. So, yeah.
Well, let me say this: you're quite deserving. And I think this is a great testimony of not giving up on your dreams, not giving up on your passions. And let me first say this though, before we get into anything else, the song is a hit. That is a
Oh,
banger.
to God be
So
the glory. Thank you.
so before we even move forward, because I wear many hats as an artist, all this type of stuff. I don't care how long this song takes. If I could give you a piece of advice, is don't give up on this song. There are a lot of songs that if it don't pop real quick, people kind of just run from it and venture off. What if my advice to you is stick with this song. This is it. The visual, everything you got. You should really stick with this song. There are a bunch of songs that, and I'm sure Mark can tell you this, where they were released and it didn't pop to 6, 7, 8 months down the road because they were really indecisive. What my advice to you, and I'm not no guru or nothing, whatever it is, I know. Please
You know a lot, Boosie. I appreciate it.
don't give up on this song. I don't care if it don't pop in the beginning, Shannon. I don't care. This particular song is a great introductory to who you are, what you're trying to do. And I know this song, and I can say this from a radio and a radio, but also a musician. The key thing to a great song is, can it be played in mixes? A lot of people send me songs, they're kind of slow, I don't want to just, I don't want to be talking about who I have conversations with, but there is a famous R&B singer that everybody knows and loves. I tell him, these ballads are great, sir, but you got to find something that can be played at the 12 o'clock mix, the 5 o'clock mix, and the morning mix. Everything that would take a successful independent song to make it, you have it with that. So please stick to this song. Don't venture from this song. I don't care how long it takes. Run with it. If it take you a year, run with it. Go ahead, Mark.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
Mark,
Mark, you're on mute.
you on mute.
Also, the plus is that you can deliver it live. You know, it's a positive song. It's kind of like, you know, we're sadly radio don't depend on radio airplay, but because you have to have a huge budget to get on radio, and that's a whole different ball game.
Woo.
But the plus is Shannon, that it is very, when we talked early, it is very Mary-ish. You know, it's easy to hear on a radio station. It's happened before. It's not like, you know what I mean? You're not hitting them with something that, because PDs have very short, you know, they're not that, you know, whatever. So it's not a hard sell. It sounds great. It's going to sound great on the radio. It's a positive song. It's Mary-ish. Now the gospel stations are more accessible, and you're youthful, you're energetic, you can do it live. You can plug into, and so to be honest, it's probably easier to plug into the gospel world and make it happen and get those live performances in and get people buzzing about it. And then, you know, talk to the thing. So yeah, like Lucy said, don't get discouraged when you're talking about radio. Has totally changed. There was a time when you could have access to radio. Now, because it's corporate owned, it's like they can have like 2 or 3 ads, which are getting paid heavily for. Oof. And so when a PD says, I want to add something, he has to go through 1 million people, right, and it's a company and blah, 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 blah. The best part about this, Shannon, is you can deliver this song live. People can see you. So yeah, them Baltimore cats, you guys perform, and you can live off this for a while.
It's so crazy. It's so crazy that you said that I could perform it live, because I'm going to be making this announcement throughout my day. We are going live tonight, 8 p.m. Me, my guys, them be more cats. We are performing Faith live for you guys, and we're just going to have some Faith talk. So we'll be on there. We'll be talking. And we're going to perform that record. And I'm so excited about. I'm just so excited about it. I don't even know. I think I'm a little bit beside myself. I don't know if I've.
You really deserve it though. Let me say this. It don't matter, because you put the work in. And you know, there's a few sayings I live by. Preparation and opportunity always meets in the middle. You have been preparing yourself for this opportunity. You've been working. You've been fighting through all the struggles. You've been fighting through managing being a wife, a mother, and so many things and so many people. So you deserve all these feelings. Trust me, they are warranted, but you are moving in the right direction. And no matter what, just don't get discouraged, because this is a hit record. You know what I mean? And every feeling that you feel, you deserve it. Toast to yourself. Go drink a mimosa, because these are the days. And I show Mark know this too. You know, when you hustle, fight, you know, when you finally get there, it's okay to celebrate and rejoice. Yeah. It really is. There are a lot of people who do not get the opportunity today to even rejoice for anything they've ever done in their life past 25. You know, the music industry is built for like a real small age demographic. You deserve to celebrate. You deserve to toast to yourself. Don't feel like you're doing it too much. You better, I'm telling you right now, if I had your phone number, I do have your phone number. I'm going to call you every hour and be like, man, you better go celebrate. Drink something, toast something. You know what I mean? Go hug your mom and your daddy. Go hug your husband, because this is what you worked for. This is the day. And your joy is your joy. So take it in, because you deserve this.
Thank you.
Really
do. And the best part about it is Shannon has so many family members. If every family member buys it, Shannon will be a millionaire by 8 o'clock tonight. So
Hello.
Like the lottery. It's like a lottery ticket around here.
Okay, like, come on.
Shannon, where you? I know you. Are you performing at Gary's Space? Are you gonna stream it? What y'all doing?
So we're streaming it live. I'll be live on IG. And all the guys will be live too. So
I love it.
Even their followers will be able to see it. But it's gonna be live from my IG page.
Okay, and that is
also from Gary's IG page at 8 p.m.
And what is your IG page?
My IG is at Shannon Ramsey _
At
Again,
Shannon
at
Ramsey
Shannon
_.
Ramsey _
Tonight, 8 o'clock. Now this is where we need our cooperative economics kicks in. Okay, Shannon.
I don't even know
Now,
what that is, but it sounds important. Go ahead.
yes, what it means is everybody get your pennies together and let's buy this. So Shannon, where do we go to buy your single right now?
It's on all digital platforms: Apple Music, Google Play, Tidal.
Do you need us to? Do you need us to buy it or to stream it, or do you want us to buy it?
I need you to do both. You know.
So if we're buying it, we go to Apple to buy it, right?
Right. Well, Apple, Google Play. You buy it on Google Play as well.
Okay.
And I believe with Tidal, you can download them. So you can download it. You can purchase it on at least those 3 major spaces. But you know, with DistroKid, they distribute it to over God knows how many digital outlets. Yes, so the major ones is available now, and then they get to some of the smaller, but you would be able to download it in from those apps. So that's what you would do. You would download it. And
Bootsy, what were you saying?
No, I'm saying that I am downloading it, buying it right now while we're on here.
Thank you.
So everybody can know that I'm not lying about it, because you're using these big SAT words, and I'm just trying to figure out how to download it. So that's all I'm doing over here. I'm downloading.
Bootsy,
go ahead.
Yeah, Bootsy, we discovered that Bootsy's your tech game. You need to get your tech game.
Boy, didn't we learn on the fly today this morning?
Oh,
we've only been here 15
minutes.
Look,
I'm trying to get Marc's background. I feel like he's like out marketing me right now.
This okay, baby. Big Daddy got it, baby. It's okay.
Like I don't know how to do it. I'm
standing Pop. It's okay. My baby Pop got it. Pop is pushing this baby out there. Go ahead. My grandbaby got a new record. Go buy it.
I appreciate that, because I had a Pop, so that really means a lot. I
was just thinking, I did the piece on my grandfather the other day, and I was thinking, I talk about old school. My mom, I call my grandfather Granddad. I was like, damn, Granddaddy.
I had a granddaddy and I had a Pop. My mother's side was Granddaddy. My dad's side was Pop. My mother's mother was Grandma, and my father's mother was Granny, and we don't get none of that nowadays.
Right. You get Granddad, old Granddad. So, Shannon, since you know, we're our theme is pushing Shannon. So again, make sure you go download, buy, and all that stuff for Walk It Out.
Yes.
Faith. I'm sorry.
Look at me. I'm walking it out right now.
Yeah, exactly. Come on, Marc. Come on, man.
I know. I'm getting the titles
wrong.
Come on,
Pop.
Well, I just confirmed that I'm black because we don't know the name of the song. We just know the words in the song.
Yeah.
It's clearly Faith.
It's clearly.
We're gonna be having some faith talk today, okay?
Shannon, can I ask you a question? I would love to know what was your thought? What was the premise behind the artwork to this? Because I'm actually loving it.
Oh my gosh! You know what? I truly appreciate you asking me that. I'm just gonna fix this camera though, because I'm
really it's all good. Today, and I just want you to know, Marc wasn't going to ask you that question. So just remember who asked you the good questions around here.
Well, Sadly, Shannon, you did tell us about this artwork, but I think Bootsy must have been snoring last time. So you shared an amazing story about the artwork, but I can't wait to hear it again, Shannon.
Okay, so y'all family, y'all can work with me with this camera. I'm getting it, okay?
She's told the story 97 times, but Bootsy somehow missed it.
No, but Marc, hold on, Shannon.
Go ahead.
But the day is the day that everybody get to see it and buy it. So this is why the whole thing is important, because the whole presentation and package is available to get.
Absolutely.
Well done,
so here's the explanation behind it. The album title is Manifest, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I actually did like 3 photo shoots trying to get this picture, right? My team of people came. I had stylists, I had the makeup artist, and I was like, you know what? We did a whole shoot, and I was like, okay, guys, I'm not feeling it. It's not, something's not clicking. It's not happening. And so we did that 3 times. Like I got budget to waste, but I did that 3 times. And then on the final try, you know, they say 3's a charm.
Mm-hmm.
I do a lot of praying. So sometimes I'm like, just God, just tell me what to do because I don't know what to do. And it came, by way of my husband. And he was like, think about manifest. Think about that. Like find images or think about what it means, right? And so when he said that, I was like, okay, I took it in to digest it, and then I was like, I know what we're gonna do. We're going to go back to where I manifested this album, these dreams. And when I was a little girl, I was in elementary school. I went to Margaret Brent Elementary on 26th and St. Paul, right off, near okay. Me and my cousins, right? A couple of my female cousins, Jewel, Nikki, Ash, Lucretia, like we used to skate in the middle of the street on 27th Street. And we used to imagine that we were in music videos. So we would come home from school. We would sit on the porch.
Wow.
We would sing for quarters. We were famous for SWV week. Okay. And I did my little lead and I did the little runs.
And we're going to hear some of that today, but go ahead.
Listen, my cousins can sing too. They had their parts. We all had our notes. And so then we would start writing our own songs. So we had a song that was called That's My Man. Mind you, we're in elementary school. What are we singing? But we wrote a song that was called That's My Man, walking down the street.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
And we used to say, that's my man, and he can't be beat, right?
Ooh.
We probably was talking about Jesus, but it's fine because, we were young. So we would put on our skates and we would skate up and down 27th Street, imagining that we were in music videos, or at least I used to imagine that I was in music videos. And so I said, we're going to take it back to 27th Street. So the street that I'm on is the street that one of the, the neighborhoods that I grew up in, my grandmother and grandfather's block, 27th Street. And I have the skates on because of what I just said. We used to skate through the street and I used to imagine myself in music videos. Wow. So I can't wait for you guys to actually see the visuals and the music video for Faith, because it's a skate party. You guys are welcome to come too. I'll let you know when we're shooting because it's coming up pretty soon.
Oh my goodness. You know what? And so when you win your Grammy, when you win your Grammy, everybody who listened today, thanks to Bootsy's question, we will be thinking about you, Shannon. We'll be thinking about that picture, your album, and we'll say we heard it on the show years ago. But Shannon, okay, when you get that Grammy, we're going to be right there with you. And let me tell you something. And Bootsy, the same way. We've lived these lives where we've lived so long. This happens all the time. Man. I remember I was in Huntsville, Alabama, my first radio gig. On this day, which was weird when I think about it, little did I know one day I'd be working and living in the D.C. area. I met Sugar Bear and them.
Oh.
I met them. Actually, this wasn't on the same day, but I was in Huntsville. I was in my early 20s. I just out of college, 22 years old, doing the butt. They were doing that tour. I met them in the lobby of a station in Huntsville, Alabama. It was Huntsville, Alabama, the same station where a white boy named Vanilla Ice was in a van, and they came in and said, "Can I perform for you?" And we said yes. The record company did not want to give him any more budget. He went back and they said they needed more budget. They said no. Another company gave him the budget, and the next thing you know, Ice Baby blew up. And so I remember that time when I met him. I was at Jack the Rapper when I met 19-year-old Mariah Carey's Vision of Love. And I remember my friend saying, man, I wish I was dating her. She's going to blow up. So Shannon, today, as we celebrate this first single off your project, this project is going to it's going to blow up. It's going to be in the gospel world. It's going to cross over that kind of Mary thing, the Kurt Franklin thing. So again, remember this day, remember this moment. And I'm just so glad, Shannon, that you are a part of our family, because that'll mean I'll get in some of these parties free. Yes, please.
Yeah. Okay. So just so I'm clear, because and I don't want to, because I probably should know this answer, whatever. But so you consider this song a gospel song?
I consider this song inspirational. It
Inspirational.
is
Okay.
of the gospel, absolutely.
Okay.
Um, and I say that because my first love and introduction to music was R&B. My father and I mentioned this before. My father played all of the greats for me. The
Mm-hmm.
Phyllis Hymans,
Mm.
the Patti LaBelle's, the Anita Bakers. I played the Anita Baker Rapture album to all my children while they were in my belly.
Wow.
And so my question was, well, how can I fuse my love for God and my love for what he placed here, R&B music? You know
Right.
what I mean? How can I merge those? How can I bring that together? How can I make it authentic to who I am? And because I want to, we're all here to do something great, right? We're all
Absolutely.
here to do something
Absolutely.
unique. And I'm grateful that I'm living a human experience with a God conscience, right? Because there are a lot of people that aren't. And so I don't take that for granted. And I'm just speaking
Right.
for me, right?
Right.
I don't take that for granted. And so I just want what I do to be satisfying to my soul. Because I feel like if I'm lifting him up, then he'll draw everything else that I need. You know what I
Wow.
mean? And so, yes, it is of the gospel because
Mm-hmm.
it was the inspiration. You know, he's the
Absolutely.
center
Absolutely.
of it all.
Absolutely.
Shout out to my church, Liberty Outreach Center, because that's like our core. Like, he's the center of it all. And so, yeah, so I consider it an inspirational record for sure. R&B, and it is of the gospel. But
Was
it's
it?
funny because, not to cut you off, Boosie, but it's funny because when I put out some records before, just starting to get my feet wet with this thing, right? And
Mm-hmm.
I put out Now, and I put out All I Need, which are similar. They're crossover records, if you will, which I think Mark was alluding to. And I had some, a little bit of pushback of people who didn't really understand it.
Right.
And they were in that realm of, gospel or whatever. And I appreciate, the opinion.
Right.
However, it was just, well, what are you going to do with this? I mean, how are you going to move that? You know what I mean? And so
Right.
in those, I'm glad that I am where I am now, because back
Mm-hmm.
then those type of comments made me draw inward, and it shut me down. I used to
Right.
not be able to process those and fuel it to let it be fuel to my fire.
Right.
I allowed it to kind of dim my light. And so I'm grateful that I had people in my corner, like my family, who never really let me give up. Because you're not going to please everybody. And I do
Absolutely.
understand this record might not, some people may, I don't know what to do with it. That's okay. It may not
Man.
be for you.
Whew.
But somebody's going to hear it. Somebody's going
Absolutely.
to play it. And it's going to bless somebody, at least one person. And actually, the album isn't even out yet, and it's already exceeding what God said it would do.
Wow.
So
No, I love it.
I
I
can't
love it.
complain.
I love it because so just a little note. One of my best friends, we're like brother and sister. She is a gospel artist. Her name is Yana Crawley. She won Sunday's Best season 2.
I know
She,
Yana. I did a
yeah,
play with her.
yeah, we have, but she's been talking to me a lot about the fact that they don't like using the word gospel. They use inspirational. She's been really talking to me about how she has been confused on what route she want to take, and so I'm always interested in the struggles that you will have, because what I took from your song is the fact that if you were not paying attention, it felt so good, you might not know it was necessarily an inspirational gospel song. I did not know, like now listening, I didn't get it at first. So this is, I think this is great.
But that's okay.
That's
I want the
amazing.
music to do for you what it
Right.
needs to do for you. You
Right.
understand? Like,
Right.
it's just like when somebody goes out and they say, well, they have to give their title every 5 minutes.
Right.
I'm Dr. So and so. I'm Mrs. Nobody wants to hear what you have to say after that. We sitting
Right.
down eating peas at the dining room table, and we gotta call you bishop and pastor and principal. Like, nobody wants to, like, it's not that
Right.
serious to me. At the end
It's
of the
not.
day, it doesn't matter what my title is because he's still God. So for me, the music is supposed to do for you what it needs to do for you. I do
Right.
expect, because I believe it will, my music to be played at festivals, to be played in a club mix, to be played in the market, to be played in people's
It's
cars
Friday
when
and
they're
time for
riding
the
to the
Oh,
DMV
oh,
sound
their
check, and
drop
oh,
this week
wow,
we're
tops, you
Mark.
know? That's what it's meant to do.
Yeah. And let me
I
say
like.
this. Great music hits people differently. You know what I mean? And I think as long as they are discussing it and as long as they get a vibe and they get a real loving, warm feeling, it is amazing. And then eventually you will catch the lyrics. But I'm really fascinated by it because I really think right now I know that in gospel music there's a shift taking place right now. You know, I remember telling me and Yanni Crawley had this debate about Lecrae, the rapper, and I was really interested on why the fact that the
I
new
like
age,
Lecrae.
yeah, I love them, and I was fascinated on why there was so much pushback on them allowing real rappers and lyricists to really surface on gospel contemporary radio. We will always have these conversations or whatever. So I just think again, you in the right place at the right time with the right song, and I do think this ship is coming. And I think these discussions that you're having and the way you really articulate it need to be had as well. I'm loving it. I'm in love with the whole premise of it, but I'm in love with what you're trying to convey as well. So this is great because in the beginning, I did not catch it was an inspirational song.
And we're in love with Shannon. So look, also shout out to your cousin,
Cool.
Yep.
Jennifer, Sheridan, who always is giving
Hi,
love. Who we love her. And so again, for those who missed the package, I'm sorry, Shannon. Shannon, are you tired of me playing this package? The
Jen.
package.
No,
I interviewed Shannon
not
when
at
I was
all.
on Great Day. And for those who missed the package, well, guess what? We're gonna watch a little bit of it now. Yes.
It's Friday and time for the DMV sound check, and this week we're featuring Shannon Ramsey out of Maryland, the singer and wife of two, mother of two. She actually performed at the Apollo Theater twice. She was one of 4 finalists from Maryland to star on the CW hit series called Who's Next, and she was mentored by Gloria Estefan. Check out my interview, my good time with her. And her new video is called Faith.
Shannon Ramsey, welcome to Great Day Washington. How are you?
Hi, I am great. How are you, Mark?
Let me tell you something. Now, I have heard your album, and your album is amazing, and you're amazing, and we're going to see one of your singles coming up. But let's hop into this. So, Shannon, I'm talking to some friends, and they're like, oh, you should hear her preach. I'm like, what? Hear her preach? What the? So, you, you got a lot going on. Tell us about yourself, Shannon.
Well, you have been doing some digging, haven't you? I'm Shannon Ramsey. Hello, world. Hello, Great Day, Washington. I'm a singer and a songwriter. And my life, I would say, is a ministry. I was a leader at my church. Where I did become a minister. I was a minister of music there for a while before I stepped away to really focus on the album and focus on this project and where God was taking me. And so, yes, I am a minister, but I don't really like titles so much more than I like action and lifestyle. And the album itself is a manifestation of that, especially once people hear it.
The beauty of it is hearing the album. Like I told you, I didn't know what you were necessarily saying until I really buckled in. I said, "Wait a minute, Shannon, you got a little message up in this jam." I mean, because I played it for my daughters, they loved it. It's so modern. It's so now. It's just good music. And then when you listen closely, it's actually saying something positive. And so I think you did a great job of hiding hiding your message in a jam. But obviously, that's important to you as you write music.
Yes, it is. So for me, growing up, I was introduced to R&B music. That was my first love. My father played all of the greats, the Aretha Franklins, the Patti LaBelle's, the Phyllis Hymans, Freddie Jackson, Luther Vandross. He played all of those great singers. So I grew up learning those songs. And so when I finally did start to build my own spiritual relationship, I was like,
if you will, a little bit confused because I was like, well, how can I merge my spirituality with my love of music, you know? Because for me, I was like, well, God put this here for all of us, right? He put music, period, regardless of the genre, here for us to enjoy. And so my thing is, how can I merge the two where people would want to listen to my music, you know, riding with their top down, or at a festival, or even in a club, and also at church, you know what I mean? Because it's the message seeps into the subconscious. That's how I like to think of it. And it's just good music. It's not, you know, it's not anti anything. I don't, you know, I just put my heart and soul in it. My producer, King Midas, who I know that you know and love, and Josh Lay, like, we just got into the studio. We had an amazing chemistry, and we just did what was natural to us, which was authentic to us. And we all are spiritual beings. So we just got in there and had fun. And this is how it came out. And I'm so proud of it.
Oh, well, let's talk about it. We're going to see, this is kind of it's like you performing live, right? Our video is you performing live. Talk about the song and talk about the video.
So, okay. So the album is called Manifest, but the first single we're dropping is called Faith. How do you get to that manifestation? By having faith, by just going with what your gut is, you know, what I like to call the Holy Spirit, what I like to call, you know, that higher power, that higher voice talking to you. It's called faith. And so basically you have to walk this life, not really being distracted by what you see, which is kind of difficult, right? But for what I believe, you just have to know that it's something beyond the tribulation, the trial, right? You just have to go with what it is that God has given you, that vision that you think is impossible. And it's not. You know, Steve Harvey said to us, because my family was on Family Feud, and he literally said to us, he said, listen, stop asking God for the little things when he's the God of everything. And so that really registered with me. And that's what this song Faith is about, that faith is not by sight. It's by what you can't see. It's the intangible thing. It's really when you walk it out. It's really by action. And that's what this song is. And I hope everybody loves it. I hope it registers with them. And just, you know, God's going to do the rest.
What's up, world? You rocking with me today. I'm your girl, Shannon Ramsey. And these are my guys, them be more cats. And you are now family. So y'all gonna take this walk of faith with us, right? Yeah. Big shout outs to my executive producers, King Midas, Josh Lay, to the natives. And just a line, girl. I can't see my eyes, just don't know. I don't know. I'm looking, yeah, looking with my heart. It's nowhere else to go but up. Lead me, yeah. Oh, come on. It's all you got. Yeah. Come on. Without you, would I ever? Come on. Hey. Oh, night. I say no faith. Come on, y'all. When you're walking out, you walk it out, girl. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Oh, night. I say no faith. Here comes y'all, listen. Come on. I said falling, just like quicksand. I'm covered in floods, and he still loves me. A heart of gold that you will never find here. Trust me, I know. Lead me. Oh, come on. Yes. It's all you got. Hey. Out you. So why would I ever? Come on, hey. Hey.
I love that record. If you're a member of a group or band, a solo artist from the DMV, and are interested in being featured on our show, follow us on Instagram.
Yes, 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 Shannon, you killed that, man. It was funny because they played it. We played that like almost the whole video basically, and on the earlier show they played it twice because everything was great. So Shannon, was that a live to tape? Were you doing live vocals on that?
Yes. So it was actually the very first, maybe second time we had actually done it because the band was actually still learning the album. So shout out to Kirk. He did the footage for us, and I feel so bad I can't remember his company name, but Gary I think is somewhere on here, and Gary can post it.
That was tight. I'm telling you,
I
know it was tight, man.
Yeah, he did a great. First of all, he came in last minute and got it done. Okay, so we appreciate him so much. But yeah, it was live vocal. We have stems obviously, so you can hear the backgrounds and everything in it. Shout out to my engineer who mixed the album, Irko. He's on IG. He is amazing.
He is amazing.
He's amazing. He's worked with me on several different things. And the way we kind of connected was really God sent because you know, I used to work really heavily with Incisive Entertainment, and somehow they were able to work the magic where we ended up working with Irko years and years ago. And I was in a group at the time, I think. And then once that was over, he still worked with me. He still stuck with me. He still believed in me. And he's a friend now. And so just big shout outs to him because he is amazing. He's amazing.
Shannon, it seems like you're and you know, I've heard some of the album. It seems like you have a very versatile kind of sound. How would you characterize your sound? Because it's funny, like, and different people, I heard people say different things, and I'm like, somebody was like, you know, and in my mind, I'm like, no, not really. But then I'm like, I guess because you are kind of versatile, people kind of, and it's going to depend on the song they hear you on, where they judge you. Like somebody was like, she reminds me of Jody Watley. I was like, what? But anyway,
I can hear that though.
Yeah, I think it was the song. I think the song, the music, the dip, the bop. Okay.
Who was it? I couldn't hear you when you said
Jody Watley.
Jody Watley.
Okay.
It's that deep tone though. That deep tone.
I think if I'm honest, I think Shannon's voice is much more. She has much more range than a Jody Watley. I don't know. I think Shannon's a singer, more of a singer. I think Jody was like a pop star, but I get it. But because I think it was the bop of the song. But anyway, how would you characterize your voice, Shannon?
I think you're very on point, Mark. We filmed the whole process of the album, so there's a documentary coming with this, and my guys actually got me in one of my voice lessons. I think my vocal coach is somewhere in the chat, but
yeah.
When we were doing this in my lessons, and I don't do a lot of boasting of myself or anything like that, but my vocal coach was like, you have about a 4-octave range. My range is really, I could sing soprano, I could sing alto, and I could sing tenor.
Wow. Soprano?
I'm a soul singer. Yeah. I'm a soul singer. I'm a singer. I told you, like, I love, Whitney Houston, Patti LaBelle, Anita Baker, but I like to be able to feel free with my music. So when I go in and I'm feeling something that's like a faith, that's a bop, you know what I mean? Something you can really dance to and move. I like to kind of fuse the two. I like to play around and give you light vocals and soft vocals. And then I like to hit you hard with some, big riff or ad lib. And when you guys get the album, or I'm not sure if I'm gonna drop this as a single, but there's a record on there called Fight. It was a song that I wrote for my husband, which really became a theme for all of my Black brothers. And that's the singer song. Okay. So I like to give people different sides of me, because sometimes as an artist, we get put in a box, and I don't like to be in boxes. You know what I mean? I mean, we're all, We're all black, and we done been put in enough boxes over here. Okay,
Not the boxes.
the boxes. And so I'm done with that. I just like to express myself, and when I go into the studio, if it's something I'm feeling and I get some inspiration, like a record, the way Faith kind of came about, I go with it. I go with it, and I add what I want to add to it. If I want to give you soulful vocals, I'll give it to you. But I could give you some pop stuff too. So it's just the way God made me, and I'm grateful for it.
And Shannon, so I think again, you're kind of maybe the last. I think your generation, if they, well, I won't say that. If you're blessed enough to have parents who love music and then play you what they listen to, you grow up and you're surrounded by, and you know about who came before you, right? And as an artist, and that's just art in general, right? You understand that you're not the first. Actually, there's people that you probably sound like by accident, or some people. I think like the process is most musicians in our generation. Bootsy, I'm older than you, but it was you had somebody that you really liked, then you probably sang or played just like them, and then you broke off and did your own style. That was kind of how it used to be, right? Because back then, I think parents did always play, if it was Sunday, Saturday, cleaning up the house. You were listening to their music by force. It was like you didn't have a say. Now I think it's changed. I think it's definitely changed.
It has.
So, and you mentioned that you did SWV. So when I hear SWV, especially like a song like Weak, and my girl, the lead singer, I can't help but hear Shirley Murdoch. You know what I mean? It's like it's like when you hear Aaron Hall, you hear Charlie. You hear Charlie Wilson. So Shannon, as someone who did grow up like that, is that true for you too? Even though you're a couple of decades younger than me, is that the same? You hear somebody go, okay, that kind of reminds me of blah 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 blah.
Yeah, absolutely, and I love that. I welcome it. You know what I mean?
Right.
Because like in my mind, Patti LaBelle is my aunt. Like she's my aunt. Yes. I post on. I put
everybody's aunt.
Like
right.
Sing, auntie. Can you cook for me, auntie? Like I love her. One of my goals, and I'm putting it in the atmosphere, is to stand before this lady, sing for her, or be on a show that she's on. I remember when I was younger and I was doing a show with one of my friends. I was doing backgrounds with him. I think it was at the AFRAM or Artscape, one or the other. And she was also on the ticket. And because I got to perform live, perform on the main stage, I got to sit on the side of the stage. And I sat on one of the little like industrial little things they had there. And I'm just sitting there like a kid in a candy store. I'm swinging my legs and I'm just sitting on the side of the stage watching her go crazy, watching her kick her shoes off, forget her words, give us all these notes that were just like out of the stratosphere. And so, yes, I do get that a lot. And my dad loves to hear me sing those type of songs. That's his thing. Every time he see, you gotta sing, you just gotta sing At Last from Etta James. You gotta sing Whitney Houston. He
Etta James.
I'm like, sometimes I'm just like, Dad, it's coming. Just let me get there. You know what I mean?
That's so funny. So my daughter had a Black History show last night. She was on the step team, and this young girl, she's in high school. I'm trying to sound disrespectful, but a young lady, she made Misty her own, which I was like, wow, because that's, what I'm saying, it's one thing when you take a standard, when I hear Misty, I think probably of Johnny Mathis, probably, but she was hitting off the female jazz version, but she made it her own.
Now, when I hear Misty, I think of Eva Cassidy and Chuck Brown.
See, that's very interesting, right? And that's the beauty of music. But she took the jazz classic and just made it, like you said, different range. She moved it up, she moved it down, and she's in high school. I was like, wow. And then she did Aretha Franklin, and I thought it was interesting, Shannon, because she actually was, you could tell she was much more comfortable in the jazz genre than she was. Because, when you cover Aretha, it's like she was singing, she did a great job, but Aretha is just, it's so otherworldly.
Sharifa.
It's kind of like Kathy.
Sharifa.
I mean, it's kind of
Yeah.
like Patty. It's like Patty. Like Patty. By the way, for all you Patty fans, she just dropped a new Tiny Desk, which is great.
Oh
Oh,
man.
Jeff Bradshaw.
Oh,
but it is
amazing.
interesting. It is amazing. It is interesting though. I don't even know how was Patty's. She's not 80 yet, but still
She's
still
close
doing it.
to it. She's close
Still
to
doing it. But you could tell it's a little different. But she, because she's a singer, she knows what to do. You know, she knows what to do. Because like you said, I swear, I think Patty one time in the early 90s, I think Patty flew off the stage. I think she actually was doing Somewhere Over the Rainbow.
Oh yeah,
and she started to do this, and I think she actually just flew away. I can't confirm it.
Hey, bro, it's so funny about that is the drummer who was in her band, plays for Earth, Wind and Fire now, John Paris, said that it was really no need to practice with Patty because when she got there, it didn't matter what you practiced. She was going with the
She was
moment.
gonna do her thing.
He was like, really? It's like they would practice on it, have it all structured. The minute she got there, it did not matter. He told me that every night. He's like, you never knew it was coming.
So Shannon, I don't want to bring the mood down, but I'm going to play a clip from you guys for my interview years ago with Keisha Cole. The Shannon, now that you're going to be out there on the circuit, this is what not to do. This video, this is the first. This is when
I actually saw it. I think I was listening.
You were there.
Hit a thing about you.
I think I actually heard it live.
Hit a thing
Wow.
about Marc.
And I love Keisha Cole. I do.
Yes.
But I think I actually heard it happening live.
That's so funny.
Man.
Hey, hold on. Before you play it, Marc has been on the bad end of like 4 famous interviews. Like I don't know what that is about your career, bro. Because that one and that Drew Hill one is legendary, bro. Like I'm like, oh wow.
I remember the Drew Hill one too much. I think they're back. I think they're on tour again too.
Yeah, they are. They are.
Yeah, they did great. They were this weekend there at the CIA. They did great. Include Scola was even. I was like, everybody's back, including Scola. What the?
Scola,
Okay.
now listen, Scola got some stuff coming for y'all. I just want y'all to know.
Man,
Shout
Scola.
out to Scola. He got some stuff coming.
There's so many underrated. Yeah, there's so many underrated Baltimore. Matt, look at Jazz from Drew Hill.
Oh, that's my brother.
Come on now,
Okay.
Jazz. Well, people don't really understand that in a sense, Jazz was a little bit more advanced than Cisco, right? When they were putting it together. So a lot of the ad libs and stuff, Jazz kind of laid it down. Of course, Cisco grew into it and grew into Cisco, but people don't realize, even a lot of times when they're listening, they don't realize what they think is Cisco actually is Jazz. But that is the plight of singers, right? That's the plight of
oh yeah, and I remember buying the cassette tape. I played side A, side B till it popped. I had my brush. I had now I got my daughter's microphone, right? But I had a hairbrush, and I was. And I told you my dad played all of the greats. So I was a little 4-year-old girl sitting in the back seat talking about, I must have rehearsed my line. I'm 4 years old.
You were rehearsing your line.
I was singing Drew Hill. I was going in. Like, I couldn't believe it. And they were from my city. So all-time favorite. They did a lot for R&B music, and
oh my goodness, it's interesting because you look at how the capsule of time, like, so when Big Fat Morning Show, that's when everything blew up, and so Cisco, we did a thing at MTV, and we followed him into the hood. And one of the moments, guys, that oh my God, Lord Jesus, these moments. I had it on tape, Marc. Oh my goodness.
Wow.
Oh my goodness. So for Feed the City, Cisco was in town, and what's my lady's name? Shannon. She fed all the homeless people.
B Gaddy.
B Gaddy. I knew me, B Gaddy. B Gaddy's doing her thing. Cisco's in town.
Yes,
and they're doing the song Hallelujah. We are wonderful.
Okay, Mom.
Cisco came through, and you know how Cisco was. He did the Drew Hill.
He's extra. He's extra on everything.
It was one of those moments. You got the people getting fed. The people. It's the holiday season. Cisco, who had the hottest record in the country, he hops in and then starts riffing with a song, And oh my goodness, I had it on tape and I raced over it. But Shannon's going to give me another chance because when she wins the Grammys, we're going to be there with the camera crew.
Listen,
and I'm not gonna race
like
over
Kanye
that
West did. Like Kanye West did. Just have him following you now.
And
just
you know
have him
what?
following you.
I'm caught up on his documentary, and it's very inspiring. I know there are a lot of things that people don't agree with when it comes to Kanye, but one thing I will say from watching this, that man is very, very intelligent. And for him to have that kind of foresight that early on, for me, was just it connected. I had tears in, I think, the first episode.
Oh,
because he said when he said, man, I used to walk to the train practicing my Grammy speech.
And he meant
that
it though.
registered with
but
me.
He meant it. But
and
he
of course, I can't reveal all the visions that God has given me, but all I can say is that he's a very intelligent man, and it really, watching his history, it has really really touched me. Like I think he's a very, 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 very smart guy.
You know what that documentary kind of remind me of? It reminds me of Hoop Dreams, where you could see something from the beginning, and you kind of just watch it. Like I'm telling you right now, I watch a documentary a month. That is probably one of the most amazing documentaries I think I've ever seen. Like, I can imagine how many people are going to really be inspired by him, because we all think we know what success is, and we all think, but there are going to be a lot of people that's going to be on the fence of their dreams and going to watch that documentary and run forward.
It's very inspirational.
Man, and you know what else they're going to watch is they're going to watch Shannon Ramsey. Because again, I'm telling you, and the thing that's so crazy
Bring it home, Mark. Bring it home.
No, the thing that's crazy is like what you said, Bootsy. You said when preparation meets opportunity, because Shannon is ready. Like everything is ready. You've been through.
She's ready.
Your trials and tribulations. You are, like you said. I love the force. Like I'm the boss. This is me. I'm in charge of my own project. Right. And you're not. And that's just like you said with Kanye. With the best thing, I think, the inspiration that I think it helps people with is, other people don't see your dreams. Man. So whatever they say don't matter. It doesn't, even if you respect them. Sometimes parents, people, husbands, wives, family, they look like Kanye West. I heard him say before, I played Jesus Walks and y'all just didn't even pay attention. That's probably one of the greatest songs of a generation. So Shannon, you are now, before, when you had the ear of your girl on the different shows and the different things, it was a different Shannon there. Like I said, you said I like to be in the background. Well, sometimes we like to be in the background because we're not ready to be in front. But now you're ready. And when you say be in front, it doesn't mean you want to be the star. It means that you're so comfortable in yourself that when they say, if Patty says, Shannon, come up here and sing with me, baby, right now you'd say, I got it. There would be no hesitation. There would be no second guessing. And you don't care what anybody thinks. You're now, I'm going to do this because I was born to do this.
Yeah, because I'm here now.
I think a lot of times when we go through our trials and tribulations, what we don't realize is, we're getting ready.
It's also, Mark, when you come to realize your why.
Exactly.
Like I had to realize my why, right? And when God gave me the vision and the download of, this is what you're gonna do, this is the project you're gonna do, and he gave me everybody who was going to be a part of it. I was afraid to call these people. Like, these are my friends, but I was like, are they gonna want to work with me? But the one thing God had me write down was, remember your why. And so on my phone, what I did was, throughout the whole process, because again, I recorded this album in the height of the pandemic, and I was not recording it from my in-home studio from my house. I went to the studio to record almost every night, back to back to back. You know how dangerous that is in the height of a pandemic?
Oh yeah.
But of course we took all safety measures and precautions, but God kept us through that whole process. And I didn't go to the studio until about 8 p.m. at night. I had to make sure everything was good at home. And then I went to do what I needed to do. And so waking up after just getting home from a studio early in the morning, having to get up and do my whole routine all over again, I put an alarm in my phone. And at 7 a.m. every morning, because of course, also, I mean, 6 a.m. actually, I had to get up and go to the gym. That was like, shout out to my trainer, my brother in love, Stephen McGill, who's also a child author. He's a book author. He met me there. I told him, I said, hold my feet to the fire. Keep me accountable because I want to change my life. I want to change I won't get what's new unless I change what's old. You know
Come
what I
on
mean?
now, preacher, preach,
so,
preacher.
I can't. And so basically he did that for me. He held me and made me accountable. And so every morning when my alarm would go off and I didn't want to get up and go to the gym because it was freezing cold outside, I went in the rain, in the snow, in the hail. It said, remember your why. And it's tired, and it still happens
I'm about
today.
to do that right now.
Alarm, I had
I'm
the
about to do
same
that right
alarm
now.
till today. It
Wow.
says, remember your why. Why? Because when I read it, it made me want to get up. As tired as I was, it's like my children. When I see them, I get motivated. I want to do something for them, you know? So I just want to encourage anybody out there. If I could sum it up, first get the single because it's going to bless your life. Faith by Shannon Ramsey.
Yes.
But remember your why. Remember, because it's so much in this world that distracts us.
Yes.
We forget. And sometimes we go astray of, our spirituality. And I don't care what your faith is. I'm not here to judge that. Right? Because if I'm spiritual and you're spiritual, we're going to connect anyway. But what I'm saying is remember why you were here. That is why I keep pushing, because doing what I'm doing is not easy. Like behind the scenes, this whole meta world, metadata type of stuff for the music industry changes almost daily. So it's very stressful sometimes and I feel very overwhelmed. But I remember why I'm doing this. And that's because I know that I'm supposed to heal people through song. And I know that I want to leave a legacy for my family, for my children. I don't want to look back and say, I did a good work, but I could have did a greater work. You know what I mean? And sometimes when I was saying earlier, I was okay with being amongst the crowd. It was okay for me to do a good work, right? Because I felt like, oh, it's okay. But I couldn't sleep at night. Something kept bugging me, which is why when the album comes out, the album starts with calling. Because that was just God calling me and calling me and calling me to the greater work. And so it's frightening. It's not easy, but you can do it. And guess what? That might not be easy, but God is. God is not hard. He's not hard, people. He's not. And I'm not going to even make him seem like that. He is the one that's going to keep you motivated. That's going to keep pushing you. So take this walk of faith with your girl.
Keep walking it out.
Okay. I'm learning this marketing branding thing. Okay.
Oh, you got it down packed now. Don't worry. You on your way.
Well, look, I mean, that, it's so interesting. This is, again, the project is, like Bootsy said, Shannon, we have a lot of great artists, and sadly, they don't sometimes have great music, right? And so 2 things I realize: when you have a great song, you can live off that. But a lot of times artists don't get it. They don't realize it. I never forget, El DeBarge was working. Now don't laugh. El DeBarge was working for Chico DeBarge when a friend of mine had a club in DC. El DeBarge didn't realize how we feel about El DeBarge. He's working for Chico DeBarge, right? So we contact him to come to DC to perform at this club. El DeBarge wasn't even performing. He didn't know, because like Shannon, you're saying, he worked for record companies. And how record companies play you, if you don't have #1 hits, then you'll So, he didn't know how we felt about him. So he comes to DC, throws together a band because everybody knows all the DeBarge songs.
Of course.
He arrives and he's shocked that there's a line around the block. Of course, there's a ride. See Elder Barge perform these songs live.
Right.
He was like, I didn't know people felt me. Come on, Elder Barge. So what I realized was, number one, music. When you have a brand, brands die. It takes a long time for a brand to die. And if you have great music, you can live off that a long time. So the blessing is, Shannon, I don't give a damn if no radio station ever plays your project. You have a great project and you have a great band, and you can get out there and make this money for years to come, because these are those kinds of songs. So the first one is available today.
Yes.
Go download it, buy it, get it, support it. Tonight at 8 o'clock. Go to Shannon Ramsey _.
Okay?
Yes.
I'm going live with my band. We're going to perform Faith live tonight at 8 p.m. I want to see y'all there. Mark, Boosie, tell your cousins, tell your mama, tell everybody. We're going live. It's going to be fun. And we're going to have some faith talk. We're just going to talk to the people and see how y'all feeling about it.
Let's do it, Shannon. We love you.